How's it going, guys? Ultraside here, and today I'm going to be doing a gaming/streaming PC setup. So it's not exactly focused on gaming, since you also need a better CPU, and to do that I'm going to take a little bit from the rest of the parts. But I may do another $1,500 gaming PC video in the future. So let's get into the parts. By the way, I didn't include fans in this build because the case that I chose has two fans, one in the front, one in the back. If you want any more, you could probably buy another one for pretty cheap, put another one in the front, and you'll have pretty good airflow. So let's get into the CPU. For the CPU, I chose the Ryzen 7 1800X because it's an 8-core, and you can overclock it to 4 GHz, and maybe more. But for the cooler, I went with this, so you could probably overclock it to about a stable 4.2 GHz because the Noctua NHD15 is a really good air cooler. I didn't go with water cooling just because of the budget of this build, and I tried to get the most performance out of it possible. And you're not going to see much performance drop with the Noctua NHD14. So now with the CPU, when you're overclocking, you're going to be getting better single core performance, that's good for games, and multi-core performance, which is good for streaming. So you're probably going to be able to stream at 720p 60 pretty easily, maybe even 1080p 30 or 1080p 60, depending on your CPU preset in OBS or any other streaming software. For the motherboard, I went with the Asus Prime X370 Pro motherboard. This supports SLI if you want to upgrade to SLI in the future, and Crossfire if you don't want to go with the GPU I selected in this video. But this is a really good motherboard. It's a full ATX size motherboard, proper cooling on everything, and it's X370. I just kind of chose X370 because it's the best chipset or socket for, chipset for the AMD Ryzen 7 1800X. You're going to be able to get the most overclocking performance out of this, and there's not going to be a debate between B350 and X370 in the comments below for those of you who are tech geniuses and want to know everything about your sockets. For RAM, I went with the Crucial Ballistic Sport LT series, 2x 8GB sticks to total up at 16GB, which is now kind of a minimum for high quality gaming PCs. If this was a low budget PC, I would have gone with 8GB, but just because this is a gaming PC, you're gonna have to go with 16GB. Now, I'm sorry guys, Samsung at the moment is kind of limiting production. There's also a few other people, not just gonna put the blame all on Samsung. I just don't know the whole situation, but it's pushing RAM prices up quite a bit, and I'm feeling like RAM is now about 100% more costly than it was previously. Moving on to the hard drive, we have the Samsung 850 EVO 2.5-inch drive. I actually have this in my current system right now, the 250GB variant, as my OS drive, and I have my Windows 10 and all my creative applications like Photoshop and Premiere Pro on it, so that they respond really fast. And you could probably fit a few light games on here, no 60GB games or anything like that. And for our games drive, our recording drive, whatever you want to do with it, I have our Western Digital 1TB blue drive, which is fast enough for most modern games and recording at the same time, depending on your bitrate. You're probably going to be able to get a maximum of about 50 megabit per second bitrate, 50,000 kilobit bitrate. So next is our graphics card. I went with the superclocked EVGA GeForce GTX 1070 graphics card, just because you're going to get a higher clock out of it, and I had to sacrifice some of our graphics card budget with the budget we had going for a streaming PC. But this is going to be able to handle most AAA modern gaming titles and have some future proofing as well. So this is going to be able to handle PUBG, maybe not on the highest graphics settings, but you will be able to stream the game as well, and hopefully get at least 60 frames per second, probably more. For our new case, we have the Fractal Design Meshify C, which has a fan in the front, fan in the back, good airflow, and tempered glass if you want to do some RGB and show off your PC. But you're not doing air cooling, you're not doing liquid cooling, so air cooling is not going to look as good. But if you want to sacrifice $30, you can probably go for a H100i or something along those lines. And for our power supply, we have the 650 watt, which is definitely going to be able to handle this fully modular continuous power supply, and since our system is only going to take up about 386 watts, this is going to be perfect. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe. Peace if you want more of these. I'm probably going to do a $1,500 gaming PC build focused on gaming and max gaming and graphical performance, and not gaming and streaming. So hope you guys enjoy. Please like and subscribe.